Hey, New York! Do you know how many skyscrapers are in Manhattan? Just 319 if consider only above 150 meters. Many names known worldwide. Of course because of movies. But when you walk, there's no sign on building but you know the name. Legendary and landmark buildings, like Flatiron, Chrysler, Empire State Buildings. They stands there almost a century and become a symbol of New York and without huge sign on it. People know and can recognize even from the plane. So why do some buildings proudly display their names, like Trump Tower or the MetLife Building, while others don't? Let's find out. Why do some buildings have visible names? There are a few reasons actually. First up, New York has these strict zoning laws that regulate signs on buildings. Residential buildings like 432 Park Avenue usually can't display huge names on the building. But commercial buildings like One Vanderbilt could make huge sign which will be seen from all parts of New York. They can but choose not do this. So zoning in our city very important. And even if you allowed to have a sign on the building, can you create a name which will be perfect and people like? Many skyscrapers have names but they aren't visible from the street. Why? Because the safety and city regulation. And why pay more? Or so many building owners and investors simply can't decide what name to choose. Luxury towers often market themselves by address, not name, to keep that prestige vibe going. Then we have some historic buildings like the Flatiron or Chrysler Building never had massive rooftop signage because their fame grew from their unique architecture and media exposure, not from branding. Movies like King Kong and Sex and the City made these landmarks instantly recognizable without the need for giant logos. Now, question to my potential home buyers, what you think? Do you want to rename a skyscraper like Bobby Axelrod in the show Billions? Can you? Trump always do this with all his towers. So, if you have enough money, can you do the same? Technically yes, but it's not that simple. You'd need to buy the entire building and have control voice among other investors. Also good to buy the land and its previous naming rights, and you'd have to comply with New York zoning and landmark preservation laws and tenant agreements. Could you imagine that your tenants might oppose a name change? Imagine renaming the Empire State Building after yourself. Some might love it, but others could leave. Lastly, let's talk about many of New York's most exclusive buildings, like 432 Park Avenue, avoid flashy branding. Instead, they use their address as their identity, making the name itself a status symbol. Wouldn't you love to own a building with your name on it? Well, let's start with something smaller. Let's buy home or apartment on your name. Call me and I'll help you find the perfect property. Don't forget to hit like button and subscribe to the channel. I create here stories about New York real estate. See you in the next episode.